What's going on, guys? Brandon Harding here. Hope you're having a great day. In this video, we're going to be unboxing all this stuff right here, going through a little bit of a life update, a bit of a sit down talk, because we are currently 1 week out from the competition. It's currently the 9th of September, so I kind of want to sit down, talk to you about my current situation, and then later on, when we've unboxed all this stuff, we're going to get into the main part of this video, which is talking about possible side effects on an anabolic cycle, my personal side effects, anything that I've experienced, how it can affect people physically and mentally, and how it could possibly affect your sex drive, and my personal stories on that subject. So with that being said, sit back, relax, and enjoy this video. Alright then, guys, so we're kicking off this video with an unboxing. This is just stuff that I've received in the mail over the past week, stuff that I've bought for myself, my competition posing trunks that I'm going to be showing you in this video, some glasses that I picked up for myself, some deliveries from my sponsors. We're going to go through it all, and then when that's all done, we're going to dive into the main topic of this video, which is probably what you clicked on this video for. But first, we're going to talk a little bit, unbox this stuff, and then get started. We're starting off with a delivery I got from Alpha League. This is their new launch that just went live. There's a link in the description. If you haven't picked it, well, there's actually no point in me linking the link because the launch kind of already sold out, but basically this was the stuff that was in the launch. There may be like a couple things left over, but the striped joggers and the new jumpers that just released, I'm pretty sure they're all sold out. They sold out within like an hour and a half. This is kind of like not an ad because you can't pick any of it up anymore, but this is what we got. Men's performance stringer in red. I'll be putting like, you know, me wearing it right there so you can see what it looks like. But yeah, the men's performance stringer in red. Next up, we have the men's performance stringer in black. New men's leggings. Alpha League haven't released leggings before, so this is their first shot at that. They do have women's leggings, obviously. They've just never produced male leggings before, so this is what I'm currently looking like in the leggings. I don't really wear leggings too much, but hopefully I don't look too crazy in them. We got them in black, and we also have them in gray. Next up, we have the notorious black striped joggers. These are my favorite joggers. I'm actually wearing them right now, but because I like them so much, they actually sent me another pair. Next, we have the men's crew neck sweaters. I posted a few Instagram pictures in these recently. These are the ones that just released and are now sold out. We have this in gray, and we have this in burgundy. Okay, next up, what we have to unbox is something that I'm super excited about, and I've been waiting on these for about a week now. My posing trunks that I'm gonna be wearing in this year's competition. I've got a black pair and a blue pair. I know I'm doing the PCA Birmingham show in just a week's time. We're currently 7 days out, and I'm 3 weeks out from the PCA London show, both junior bodybuilding, just 2 weeks after the first show. So we have 2 different pairs. Originally last year I had a burgundy pair and a jungle green pair. They covered my glutes a little bit more, but this year we managed to get striated glutes, which I'm really happy about. So these are a little bit more revealing, but we have this black pair. Very promiscuous. There's gonna be a lot of skin showing at my show. But then we have this blue pair, and I'm gonna implement my physique update pictures right here. This is probably the pair I'm gonna wear for the Birmingham show, but these are my current shots that I sent to my coach this morning, 1 week out. He wanted to see what I was looking like at this point because it is such a monumental point. So documented that, sent it to him. He's currently creating my diet for peak week and the plan of action. So these are the 2 new pairs of posing trunks. The next delivery, which I'm probably equally as excited about, is right here. I've been waiting on this for the past 3 weeks time. Do you remember the original Hardbody t-shirts that I released over a year ago now? Well, the swing tags I used, the removable swing tags, you know, the ones that you rip off and don't really care about when you get a t-shirt. Well, that's a detail that I probably care way too much about. Shipped back from China. They came all the way across the sea back here so I can ship them back off to the new supplier, who are creating that much more detailed garments for you guys at the end of October, which is hopefully when they're going to release. These are the swing tags. We have approximately 600 in this box. It's so heavy, which is more than enough. I'm not releasing 600 items, nowhere near that, in the launch that's happening in October. So this is probably going to go for this launch and the next launch of merchandise that I bring out in the future. So these I'm super happy about. I like all this sort of like, you know, the little details that like people don't really notice so much, because when I receive a package, it's the little things that impress me, like, you know, the little aglets on the end of a drawstring. Are they metal? Have they got a logo? Do they have personalized zips? Are the swing tags on point? All them kind of things, kind of like, I like that sort of thing. It's what I'm into. So they're going to be shipped off to the supplier probably next week, because today is Sunday and the post office is closed, so I'll do that tomorrow. All right, so the next delivery isn't a delivery. I went to Specsavers to pick these up because, as you know, I just purchased a new car and I have to wear glasses a lot more frequently now, considering if I don't, then everyone on the road is in danger, because because I'm becoming blind. I need to wear them more to strengthen my eyes. I will be investing in laser eye surgery in the future. Just right now, we have to wear specs. So these are the new pairs that I just picked up. They're from Specsavers. This is not a sponsored ad. I'm not sponsored by Specsavers. Buy one, get one free. It was £125 for one pair, and then I got the second pair free. So these are the glasses. So this is the first pair. I'm gonna overlay a close-up of me majestically opening the box. Hopefully you can see those quite crisply, but I'm gonna try them on right now. And then yeah, we'll get on with the next package. So these are the first ones. I wanted them to be quite like minimalistic and quite thin, so you can't really see that I'm wearing them so much. I wanted glasses that would like, you know, be quite unnoticeable. So this is this pair. And now for another majestic layover of the pair that I really like. It's a gold pair and it goes with the watch that I'm currently wearing. Obviously didn't buy them for that, it's just a coincidence. Definitely feeling myself in these glasses. I can imagine wearing it like a nice white shirt, in a suit, all that kind of thing, considering they're gold and they have gold tips on the back right here. Still going with the gold watch, repping gold and grey right now. Not really too colour coordinated, but even still, we shall make it work. Now for the final package. This will be the last one that I unbox before we get into the main topic of this video. So I'm gonna make it short and snappy. It's a delivery from my sponsor, BPI Sports. You can use the code HARDBODY for 20% off anything on the BPI Sports website. There's a link in the description if you're interested in protein, BCAAs, creatine, CLA carnitine, fat burners, protein bars, anything from BPI Sports. HARDBODY, 20% off. Best BCAA shredded flavor, Blue Raz. Blue Raz, definitely a go-to flavor. Best glutamine in flavor, Snow Cone. Not really too keen on the flavor Snow Cone. It's kind of like a minimalistic flavor, so you can mix it with other flavors to make it, you know, like a flavor concoction of different things. But we got Snow Cone and glutamine. We have another glutamine in my personal favorite flavor, Lime Sherbet. Lastly, we have a bunch of these water enhancers. They're all Best Aminos, and what you do is pull one out, and all you do is like put 2 little squirts in a shaker, and that's the same as having a scoop of powder. It's a water enhancer. It's like Robinson Squash or like whatever, you know, you just squirt a few drops. Personally, I don't even bother doing that. I just squirt it straight into my mouth because I quite like the intensity of the flavor. Water enhancers in flavor, does it even say? In fruit punch. I'm gonna put the specs on for the next part of this video because we're diving in deep to the reason that you clicked on this video, most likely, which is side effects on an anabolic cycle. My personal side effects, how I've counteracted certain side effects, general side effects that can occur when you do start eating the anabolic chicken. I just wanna have a conversation with you guys, so if you're considering it, I'm not condoning the use of it, I would not recommend it. Obviously, like I've said in previous videos, I would recommend having a 5 to 10 year foundation before you even consider going over to that side of things. And personally, if it's for an egotistical reason, not for a competition, or you're not going to benefit from it, I do not think it's even worth it. Like, I wouldn't recommend it. So with that being said, we're going to dive into the first point that I want to talk about, which is my personal story and when I first started and if I've had any side effects and like until this day. Okay, so personally, I started about 1.5 years ago when I just turned 20. I've been training for about 4.5 years completely naturally without any supplementation. Obviously protein and the basic supplements like BCAAs, creatine. I'd experimented with all that, you know, realm of things, just never gone to anything more serious. But it's been 1.5 years now, and side effects wise, I feel like I'm a good person to be able to talk about this sort of thing because I actually haven't had a mass amount of side effects because I've been taking the necessary precautional steps to not get these side effects. My first cycle, I got a little bit of spots on my back, nothing crazy, no acne, pretty much only what I got when I was younger, hitting puberty. Like, there was never anything more than that. My mom noticed on my back one time and she was like, "Brandon, what are those spots on your back?" And I was like, I've been sweating a lot in the gym. I don't shower too much recently. Like, that was my excuse for it. But obviously it was, you know, because of the cycle. That was the first side effect. I've never experienced any anger issues, any anxiety, any depression, anything like that, because it can emphasize the person that you are. If you're a naturally angry person, there's a good chance that if you start taking some sort of testosterone or tren or anything like that, it will accentuate the person that you are. And if you do not have the ability to control yourself in certain like angry situations, be wary and make sure to constantly check yourself in certain situations, because the way you treat people and the way you speak to people is a representation of the kind of person that you are. You need to make sure that you are checking yourself on a consistent basis. Physical, obviously there's been some spots on my back. If you've been following the shredding series for the past 11 weeks, you'll know that one of my main side effects that I've been experiencing has been sleep deprivation. I don't have a problem getting to sleep, but I wake up instantly, and the reason that happens is because it could be a lot to do with prep and it could be a lot to do with supplementation. My body is starving for carbs, sugar, it wants everything it's not not getting. So what happens is when you go to sleep, you get a sufficient amount of rest, your body is more concerned about eating food than actually sleeping, because when it feels sufficiently rested, it's like, okay, here's this prosthetic energy I'm gonna fuel you with, and bang, you're gonna be instantly awake. So when I'm there lying in bed and I'm awake and I'm like, shit, why do I feel like I've been awake for the past 3 hours? Like, I feel I'm wired and I just opened my eyes. That's something that you deal with. That is my personal like side effect story. Obviously, I've been very lucky when it comes to side effects, because I really haven't experienced anything detrimental. Nothing has put me off. Nothing has given me a bad experience that has made me think like, okay, is this worth it? Are these steps I'm taking even worth it, because I'm suffering so much because of it? I've been really lucky, but if you aren't so lucky, there are certain precautions that you can take. Now we're going to talk about certain substances that I've taken that have helped me get rid of side effects. Number one, which is the thing that I take on a every other day basis, is called Arimidex. When you take certain supplements like, you know, testosterone that will aromatize into estrogen, Arimidex helps decrease estrogen levels. And obviously when estrogens increase in a male body, you can get things like gyno, spots, a bloated face, all those sort of things, and you don't want that. You don't want to get gyno. That's like the worst thing and most obvious thing that can happen. So you take Arimidex to decrease the effects of that. There are alternatives. Arimidex is quite a strong estrogen decreaser, but it's worked pretty well for me. Next is something similar to Arimidex, but it's a bit weaker, because Arimidex covers all areas of increased estrogen levels. Tamoxifen is specifically designed to protect against gyno. Originally designed for people that have breast cancer, but in males, if you have tamoxifen to suppress side effects, if you don't know what gyno is, it's like a buildup of tissue behind the nipple, and it can become quite visible. If you are getting side effects, it can become quite visible. Your nipples become quite puffy. Here's a story about me. I personally thought that I had cancer when I was 13 years old, because I was developing lumps underneath my nipples, and I said to my dad, I was like, Dad, like, I'm really nervous. Can you feel my nipples? And there was like lumps developing, and he was like, dude, that's to do with puberty. Some people, me included, my brother is 18 years old, and he has quite puffy nipples that I had when I was 18. They're quite puffy naturally, and even to this day, when I bulk up on an off season, I have quite puffy nipples, because it's just a natural occurrence. And even now I can feel it, even though my body fat is so low, and like if I stretch my chest out, you can see my chest is completely flat. There's no side effects, there's no gyno occurring. A lot of people suffer with that. I've been getting a lot of messages about that, saying, oh dude, am I getting gyno? I'm like, it's a natural occurrence. Some people suffer with it more than others. I was getting it at 13 years old, and obviously I'm not jabbing myself at 13 years old. So if you're getting it, don't worry about it. You don't need to take estrogen decreasers. Obviously, if it's very noticeable and is obviously newly developed in a corresponding time with when you started taking stuff, obviously then you need to think about taking necessary precautions. But if you are safe, you take these necessary precautions before you even start seeing side effects. You don't want them to develop. You don't want to see any sight of them. So you start taking Arimidex, whatever your coach is telling you to take, at the beginning of your cycle. You know, you don't want to wait for it to happen and be like, shit, now it's too late. You want to start protecting yourself instantly. Next is a compound called TUDCA. This helps protect against liver damage when consuming oral steroids. Obviously, injectables are a lot more healthy. They won't damage your liver because they're not being processed through the system. They're not going into your stomach and being digested and being dispersed into the body through digestion. So it's not affecting your liver, but obviously sometimes you do need to still have oral. So TUDCA, which is an ingredient in this supplement that I take called Strom from Strom Nutrition, and it's an ingredient as well as a bunch of other ingredients inside this pill, and it's just a general side effect suppressant for people that take stuff. It's good for the heart, it's good for the skin, it's good for the liver, it's good for everything. But TUDCA in general, it's almost strong enough to heal a liver, not just to protect it. So if it's been previously damaged by, like, you know, not protecting yourself from oral steroids, obviously TUDCA is something that you can consider taking that will actually heal your liver as well as protect it from future abuse. But that's all the stuff I take. There are certain things that you need to do after a cycle to help reboot your natural levels if you are planning on completely stopping the cycle. If you don't want to blast and cruise, what that means is you blast the cycle and then cruise on like low dosages of testosterone, an injection every 10 days or every 7 days, or you might run that with something else as well. Blasting and cruising, I wouldn't recommend it. It's not the healthiest way to do things. The healthiest way to do things is to do a course, then a PCT to reboot your natural levels after prosthetically increasing your levels of testosterone in the body. That helps reboot natural levels. That's pretty much all I wanted to touch on in regards to, you know, side effects and things that I've experienced and certain substances if you are experiencing any, or just to educate you if you are thinking about doing a cycle and you don't know what to do to reverse or protect against possible side effects. That's my information to you. That's what I've personally done. The final thing I want to talk about before I do end this video is sex drive and how certain supplements can affect your sex drive. Obviously, me being on PrEP, there are certain things that are going to happen in regards to that subject that are going to, make me, maybe not so much in the mood or like more in the mood or that kind of thing, and how much a cycle can affect your sex drive. Basically, when you do start taking supplements and stuff, your sex drive will massively increase. Like if you're a single male and all you have is like the palm of your hand, you're gonna be using that shit about 2-3 times a day. Like that's a fact. Like, if you don't have a significant other, a wife, a girlfriend, someone that you're just chilling with, you're gonna be using that shit a lot. I feel completely normal right now. My levels are like kind of like normal because obviously there's an increase in testosterone in my system, but also I'm suffering from a caloric deficit. My body needs calories. My body is starving from the inside, and it's going to be utilizing all its energy to stay alive, to give myself energy to just go about daily tasks. The last thing my body is thinking about is giving the guy downstairs, Poseidon, the king of the ocean, all the energy he needs to perform for X amount of time. I just put that on YouTube. My penis is called Poseidon. There you have it. That's a side effect from PrEP though. Your sex drive will be massively increased. For females, I'm not too sure, but personally, it gets increased. I don't know how else to explain it. You want it all the time. You're not gonna go and do anything crazy. Like, you're not gonna go and pay for a prostitute because you're that fucking desperate. Like, it doesn't turn you into a wildebeest. You are that much more susceptible to the thoughts of sex and wanting it. But then obviously for me, PrEP is coming into play and making me not want it because I don't have the energy for it. So, with the combination of the two, I'm pretty level, pretty normal. That's not happening for me right now because you guys know my current relationship situation, but it's okay. Don't worry. I'm good. That was the last thing I wanted to touch on. Obviously, I wanted to put the word sex in the title, if I'm being completely real with you. So obviously, there we have it. There's my story. I'm gonna end the video here. I think I touched on everything I wanted to touch on. I wanted to talk about my personal story. I wanted to talk about things that you can take to counteract certain side effects. This conversation, I wanted it to just be a conversation. I'm not teaching you how to do things, why to do things, if you should do things. I just want to have an open conversation with you guys, telling you my personal experiences and whether that motivates you to do something or to not do something, to shy you away from something, to motivate you to do it, make your own mistakes, make your own decisions, make your own choices in life. So with that being said, guys, I'm gonna end this video here. If you enjoyed the video, please smash the like button. If you haven't already, join the Don Squad. Thank you, Rob Lipsit, for dropping some love on my last Instagram picture. If you haven't already, please subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.